Hi everyone, it's Nisha. Today I wanted to talk to you about best concealers for mature eyes, drugstore and high-end. Concealers are very challenging for us more mature ladies with the crepey, baggy, wrinkly skin under our eyes, and we will never make it perfect. You know, you can't get rid of suddenly the little wrinkles, but there are concealers that perform better than others. I have chosen 6, 3 drugstore and 3 high-end, and I did it the way that anything below £20 is drugstore, anything 20 and over is high-end, because some drugstore products are quite high up there. Now you will see big variation in colors, and that is that depending if it's winter, summer, if I'm pale, if I'm fake tanned, I need different shades. I don't like my concealers to be too white, too light, you know, that huge contrast, because with mature eyes, if you put something really light under your eyes, it will exaggerate it. So I try to make my concealer almost the same color as the foundation, maybe like shade lighter. Sometimes it might vary, but not too big a contrast. Like you see some young YouTubers, you know, they have beautiful under eyes, they can use whatever. They use like really light concealers for that area to really pop, but for us that's not too good thing to do. Especially if you have bags, troughs, very light concealer will probably exaggerate it. Also, it depends where you place it. Never mind. Right, I will start from the cheapest to the most expensive. So like I said, I have them in different colors. I swatched them all for you. So let's begin. The first concealer, which is the cheapest in my stash, is the Rimmel Multitasker. This retails for $8.49. Please remember, you might be able to find it cheaper, more expensive, but at the time that I'm looking, this is $8.49. You always can get things on sale, get some money off, so this is just what I'm looking at right now. You can use it under your eyes and conceal anything on your face as well. It covers up blemishes and dark circles. It's a buildable, high pigmented formula which blends perfectly into your skin. It doesn't smudge, flake or crease. It's supposed to be crease proof, waterproof and transfer proof. This concealer comes in 10 shades. I have 2 shades. I have the 040 Ivory and I have the 060 Nude. Now Ivory is a bit too light for me, but when I'm really pale, I can use it. This probably is better right now. This on its own, it would sort of match my foundation right now, but I like to mix these two. I usually have at least two shades of favorite concealer, unless I found one that really suits me. I love this concealer. I have it on today, thinking that this is such a high coverage, buildable formula, highly pigmented. You would think it would look really cakey and heavy. It doesn't. It blends in so beautifully under your eyes, and yes, it doesn't crease. It looks gorgeous. So this, I think, is like my latest favorite. Second drugstore concealer is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This retails for £11 right now, and it has 13 shades. You have seen me reviewing this concealer with the L'Oreal foundation. I will link it here if you want to see that video. But this basically combines skincare with makeup. So it has some serum in it. In fact, it has blend of tremella mushrooms, green tea, which hydrates the skin. It is vegan, gives you very natural, medium coverage look. It's very moisturizing, so I would say this one is really good if you've got particularly dry under eyes. It looks beautiful. Again, it melts into your skin. It's beautiful. The only thing I don't like about it is the dispenser. It has a little pump, like a foundation pump. I prefer my concealers with a doe foot applicator. And again, it has very light, non-cakey finish. I would definitely set this concealer because if you have something very moisturizing, then your mascara or eyeshadow will stick to tacky, wet concealer. I know some people don't set their concealer, but I find I have to always set my concealer. Like I said, if I don't set it, the mascara or eyeshadow starts bleeding onto it. Also, I feel like your under eye should be quite matte. Not too matte, but not shimmery, shiny, because if you have any imperfections under your eyes, that will just emphasize them. If you put like a shimmering powder or there was too much beaming shine from the concealer, the way the light bounces off your uneven skin, it will always emphasize it. And that's the compromise, because powder will always make the area look a bit more dry, but you have to find a very, very finely milled powder and use very small amount for it not to look too powdery. I have mine in 3 colors. I liked it so much that I had to buy 3 colors for every eventuality. So I have vanilla, then I have beige and golden. Now next concealer is also Drugstore, although this brand, to me, at least here in the UK, seems to be going up and up, and I wouldn't say that the prices of some of their products are very Drugstore, and I'm talking about Milani. This concealer is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. I've had this and been using this for ages now. This retails for £14, so it's right up there. And this comes in 18 shades. I have the shade 130, which is light beige. So again, this is very creamy, super pigmented. It gives you full coverage. It blends seamlessly, doesn't crease. This one also has antioxidant rich formula. It has hyaluronic acid in it, shea butter, olive fruit oil, polyphenols and cocoa peptides. So this one also looks after your skin. I love this concealer, and you probably know I've used it for so long. This is probably my 3rd or 4th tube, and you know it takes a long time to use up concealer, especially when you've got so many, because I have many more than these. And if you've ever heard me raving about another concealer that is not here, that doesn't mean that I don't like it. These are like my favorite right now. So these were my favorite right now Drugstore concealers. Let's go to high-end ones now. So again, this one is something that I found not long ago, and again I've done a review of this foundation and concealer. I will link it here if you want to see it. It's the Lorac Pro Soft Focus Longwear Concealer. This concealer normally retails for £22, but I have found it for £17.60 right now, I think on Beauty Bay. So keep looking, because they often do offers and you can get them definitely below the retail price. And this one comes in 12 shades. This is a very creamy but quite watery, not like dripping watery, but thin consistency concealer, which sets beautifully, blends amazingly. It's got sort of matte, silky, smooth finish, not too matte that it looks crusty. I think you might get away with not setting this one, although I've never done it. I'm quite scared not to set my concealer. It is infused with watermelon, apple and lentil fruit extract with added vitamin C and hyaluronic acid. And it also is infused with blurring powders. So that's why you find with this one a bit more of a matte finish, because it's infused with some powders and they are light diffusing. So again, this one is beautiful. Honestly, it melts into your skin. It gives you such a lovely look under your eyes. I love it. I got it in 2 colors. So I have it in 3.5 fair and 7.5 light. I first of all chose the 7.5 light because I thought light is light, but it is quite dark and they are quite yellow undertones. But once it blends in, it looks perfectly. Now the 3.5, it's a bit too light, so I don't mix them together. Love, love, love this one too. Right, the next one, this is the Lancome Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. This concealer retails for £25. But again, I think this one is very, very good for dry under eyes. It's quite emollient, really, really feels very moisturizing. It's not matte. They say that it has up to 24-hour wear comfort, up to 24-hour breathable feel, and up to 24-hour hydration. Never worn it for 24 hours, but definitely very hydrating. So I would say this one is really good for dry under eyes. Really, really like this one. I've got, mine is in 03, which is, I think, beige, 03 beige. This one is actually a bit too dark for me. I think I should have a bit lighter one, but I'm not planning on buying another one. It's £25 and I have so many others that I can use, or I can even mix with this one. And the last one, high-end concealer, is the Chanel Le Correcteur, and it is £30. So this makes it the most expensive, but it is Chanel. This one comes in 16 shades. Mine is in B20, and this is a perfect shade for me anytime, really. This is a smooth, creamy and lightweight texture, which is true. I just think this one is amazing for mature under eyes. I think I did video with that one as well. If I find these videos using any of these concealers, I will link them here, or maybe even in a description box. So they say about it that it gives you blurring effect with mica light reflecting pigment. So there is some mica in here, but it is not like glittery and shiny, none of that. And it also contains mattifying sebum resistant powder, which stops it to be, which reduces shine. This is another wonderful concealer. When I first bought it, I loved it so much, and I still love it, but obviously this one is probably my oldest one, or is probably as old, not old as in age, but when I bought it, I started using it quite a while ago, and probably around the same time I started using Milani. So these are my favorite right now. If I had to choose one from Drugstore and one from high-end, the most favorites, I would have a difficult time with the Drugstore ones because I love them a lot. This Rimmel one is amazing, and I still love the Milani, and I like the NYX. So I honestly couldn't choose, but from the high-end I choose the Lorac. It's beautiful. Now maybe I should quickly tell you what powders I use to set under my eyes. I think it's very important that they are loose, very finely milled powders, and try to use quite a small amount. So I have these two, which are inexpensive, from Affect. This is a Polish brand, but you can get it here, probably on Amazon. There are some online stores that sells this, so I will try to find them. I have two. I have one which is a skin luminizing pearl powder, and it is transparent powder but with slightly you know, luminous finish. It is not completely white. That's another thing. I don't really like using completely white translucent powders because I feel like they always leave my under eye really white, and I don't like that look. This one will give you a bit of a, not shimmer, but like this light reflective finish. I sometimes use that under my eyes, or I quite like it all over the face. And the second one, it's a mineral loose powder, soft touch. And that one is beautiful, very finely milled. Again, it is not completely white. It's very light, but it's not completely white. Love, love these two powders for all over the face or for under eyes. Now, I also love the Hourglass Veil. And again, when you look at it, you probably can't see it, it is not completely white powder. This one is beautifully so finely milled. I just bought the little size because it's obviously cheaper, and if you're using it just under your eyes, it will last you forever. Then I really like the Delilah translucent powder for under my eyes. Again, very finely milled, and again, it's not white. And I also really like the Fenty Beauty powder in butter. I use it in butter, which again, this one is probably the lightest, but it's not white. You know what I mean by like pure white powder. Another one that I don't have anymore was the Jeffree Star powder. Actually, that was beautiful powder to use under your eyes as well. So these are the powders that I use. I've got some others, but I would say these ones are like the nicest because they are so finely milled, therefore you don't get all that powdery, dry, crusty look under your eyes. Okay, my lovelies, I hope you found this helpful. Let me know if you have used any of these concealers, or do you have any other concealers that I don't have here that are your favorite. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and stay fabulous. Bye.